Does my mic work? Okay, yeah, it does. Yeah, there's like nobody watching the stream. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Let me see if it works. If it shows on stream. Yep, it does. Okay. So we're playing the amazing digital dating simulator. And yeah. That's what I'm gonna do for this stream. Open. Okay. Welcome to the amazing digital dating simulator, a slice of a lifestyle school setting where anything and everything is possible. I'm Kane, and I'll be your principal for the duration of your stay here at the Amazing Digital Academy. Help your classmates pull pranks on the teacher, become a straight A student or a rule-breaking, whatever that word is. All this while possibly finding love along the way. Interesting. But enough about my wonderful creation. Let's get you enrolled. First things first, what uniform will you be donning? This. Sounds good. How about your name? What should we call you? Yeah, 7335. Yes, I do. Yep, that's my name. Alrighty then. Let's head inside. Hi, my name is Ban7335. I'm a transfer student to the Amazing Digital Academy. My parents moved to the countryside after a vague, tragic event that changed the courses of our lives. After I said goodbye to all my old friends, my parents got my transcripts and packed up the car. Today is my first day at this new school. Alright. I glanced down at my class schedule. This should be English 101 with Mr. Kinger, so where's the teacher? As I step into the room to let in any other students that might be late to class, someone else hops into the room. The figure that looks like a tall white piece from a gaming set. Specifically, he looks like a king in chess. It takes me a moment to put two and two together, but when I do, I almost groan at the pun. Surely his name can't really be. Hello, my name is Kinger. You must be pleased to meet me. Mr. Kinger extends a gloved hand, which I shake more out of instinct than out of a genuine sense of excitement. Good morning, student. On the docket today, we have a new student named. What's her name again? Hey everyone, I'm Banster335. I look forward to learning with you all, and I hope we can all be friends. Rightio. Go on and take any open seat, Banster335. Most of our students don't bite. One of the other students, a purple rabbit, seems to grin at this. Take a moment to think of who to sit by. Take a seat next to the girl in the colorful hat and a sailor uniform. Okay, that's Pomni. I take a seat next to the girl in the colorful hat. Hi. She gives me a shy wave as she's surprised that I want to sit next to her. Hello there. I squint down at her desk. Written on it is the name Exteditica, though I'm pretty sure I heard another student address her as Pomni. It's Pomni. She says, covering the plaque on her desk with one of her gloves. Just Pomni. She lets out a sigh. When I first got here, well, it's a long story, but basically I couldn't remember my name, so Kane tried to make up one for me. For the first few days here, I was how did she manage to pronounce that? But nobody could pronounce that, so we ended up going for second name. He picked out Pomni. Guess that makes sense. As much sense as anything makes her here, at least. Though, come to think of it, since you just showed up here, I'm officially not the newest one around here, so I can show you the ropes if you're interested. Just as she says that, the ragdoll student in front of class seems to take a notice of us, walking over to our desks. Oh, hi, you two. Pomni, are you making new friends with the new transfer student? Hey, Ragatha. Yeah, just talking to Banster335. Pomni turns to me. Banster335. This is Ragatha. She's our class president. Ragatha extends a hand towards me. Welcome to our new school, Banster335. If you ever need help with anything at all, I'm your gal. She beams. I'm happy you and Pomni are getting along. Can I tempt you with a tour of the school later? Maybe Pomni can come along too. What do you think? Pomni interjects. That's really okay, Rex. I've been on your tour a few times. I'll sit this one out. You sure? Well, okay. What do you say, Banter335? She says as leaning towards me. Actually, I'd like to keep talking with Pomni. Yeah, that option. Cool. Pomni gives me a small smile. Right, sure thing. I'll leave you two to it then. Ragatha seems to take it all in stride. It's kind of cool to have someone else new to talk to. Really? Yeah. I mean, everyone here treats all the weirdness of the school like it's just business as usual. Now I get to see how you react to all the weirdness for the first time. Gulp. Gets weirder than this? Very interesting. I was just settling into my desk and getting used to this place when something burst into the room. Principal Kane, how exciting to have you in our class today. Oh frick, my mic turned off. So now I have to my mic turned off, so I have to use the computer mic, which kind of sucks, but oh well. The new figure turned to address us. At his side was a bubble with razor-sharp teeth. I don't think I'll ever get used to this school. Kinger, class, how do you do? Principal King extends his hand, gesturing to all of us before freezing in place. With a sound like whatever that says, grinding against. Also, I don't know how to say that. His teeth slam shut. His eyes slowly extrude from his teeth like they're not solid objects. Dancer 335, wasn't expecting you here. Manic enthusiasm shuffles his voice as he points his cane at me. Maybe you be that secret ingredient to make this school interesting. He pauses a moment, rubbing the base of his chin and whatever that says for a moment. Is there a reason you're here, Kane? Zubul speaks to him like they're addressing an annoying insect instead of a principal of the school. Kane perks up. That's right. The reason I'm here is to make sure we all have an enriching academy experience, one filled with fun, danger, adventure. He begins to list more and more descriptors, increasing his breakneck speed until I can't even tell what he's saying. And most of all, interesting to our studio audience, he turns towards the window and stares out of it for a moment. Is he addressing somebody outside? There doesn't appear to be anyone outside. However, the numbers are in students, and it just turns out school dramas are just white noise. Normally, this is the time that I'll tell you that means the end of the school life as we know it. Kane bites on his hands in mock horror. The class and Kinger play along, gasping at this revelation. Whatever that says. Gangle looks ready to burst into tears. However, my sweet tooth student, your whatever that says, principal has found a way to bring public interest back to this school in a major way. At this point, the sharp-toothed bubble next to him pipes up. How are you bringing interest back to this school, Mr. President? Kane shoots the bubble a confused look, but hits his stride a moment later. You see, my little Tomered Emerald? What's one thing no academy around here has ever had? A cast of colorful characters, whatever that says, aqueduct funding. Kane shakes his head. Wrong, and surprisingly right, but also not relevant to what I'm talking about. No school around here has ever had a cultural festival celebrating the unique talents of its students. So I, being your whatever that says principal, have decided to put your class in charge of throwing the best cultural festival on this side of the Pacific Ocean. Make it flashy. We gotta keep the interests of our investors after all. Okay, hold on, is my mic even working? So whatever that says, principal, have decided to put your... Okay, my mic is working. Yeah, I'm almost late for my deep tissue massage. Alright, Kinger, I'll leave you the list of everyone's responsibilities. You all have 5 days. Break a leg or two. As abruptly As he appeared, Kane darts out the room, disappearing from view as he heads to his appointment. Alrighty, class. Let's see what roles Kane assigned to each of you for the cultural festival. Kinger lifts a paper from his desk and begins to read out aloud. Ragatha, as a class representative, I trust you to organize the other students and make sure the festival proceeds with no issues. You can count on me. Zubul and Gangle, you two will work on art to promote the festival. We have a pretty big school here, so we'll need plenty of posters and some arts to display for the festival. I don't know. I still don't have anything comfortable showing everyone else. Pomni Jacks, look up what a cultural festival is. Shouldn't we do that before we start making posters? Nah, I like his idea. Plus, we get to see what Gangle comes up with for her posters. If it's anything like what she comes up when she draws Ragatha. Jax! Gangle interrupts Jax before he can finish his thought, pleading with him to stay quiet. The class erupts into chaos as Zubul and Gangle argues with Jax. Pomni tries to find out what a cultural festival is, and Ragatha tries to salvage what remains of the class and get her classmates to pay attention. For his part, Mr. Kinger seems content to let the students bicker amongst themselves. Maybe he didn't have the rest of his lesson plan, and it's just waiting out the lunch bell. As if I had summoned it by thinking of it, the lunch bell sounds. Everyone drops their arguments and flies out of the classroom. Time to find out what I'm doing for lunch. After my chaotic first half of the day, I worked up quite the appetite. The cafeteria was bustling with unfamiliar faces around me, but there's a selection of places to buy lunch, but none of them stood out from one another. I picked up something to eat at the nearest food place, set about deciding where to sit now. Still, as I scan the bustling lunchroom, I don't recognize anyone from class. I could check the library. Maybe Pomni or Jax is there trying to find out what a cultural festival is. I'll walk into the library with my tray in hand. I peer through the rows of dusty, cluttered shelves, and I see Jax and Pomni by the tables in the middle of the library. Even from here, I can tell Jax is up to trouble. He's tapping his foot impatiently and pacing back and forth. I can barely make out Pomni and That sounds out of context. Craning her neck to peer up into the tall bunny's yellow eyes. I gingerly whatever that says between the shelves, trying to avoid spilling the creamed corn casserole I bought from the cafeteria. Creamed corn casserole? Sounds interesting. I can make out some words. Going with Kinger, ask us to. I can't hear Jax's response, but I don't have to, as he mimics Pomni's mannerisms, tilting his head from side to side. As I get closer, I can hear her trying to reason with the stubborn rabbit. We should at least try to do what you said. I don't want to be the only one who didn't do anything to help. Against my better judgment, I creep closer, nearly tripping over a step stool. I managed to creep into earshot. Why? This whole thing is pointless, and no one will even notice if we bail. Trust me. Jax crosses his arms, leaning back and letting out an annoyed sigh. As he leans back, he catches sight of me. Oop. Oh, hey, new kid. He calls out to me. What do you think? We should ditch this dumb cultural festival thing, cultural fair thing, right? Her name is Band2335 Jax. Second off, they were in class with the rest of us. I bet they want to stay on Kane's good side as much as the rest of us. I bet they'd rather do something fun, like pulling an epic prank. Pomni gives me a meaningful look. Jack shoots me a mischievous grin. I feel like I should choose my response carefully here. Pomni's right. We all have a part to play to make the cultural fair a success. Yeah, that's that option. Thank you, Band2335. See. She trails off, giving me a nervous but genuine smile. Jack scowls for a moment, but recovers quickly. Whatever. See you losers later. I still have a lot of gum. I still have a lot of gum to chew. Maybe I'll find a book about cultural festivals and stick all the pages together. Jax gives a mischievous grin before strolling out of the library. I hope he wasn't serious. Ignore him. He probably isn't gonna do that. There's an awkward pause as neither of us seem to know what to say before Pomni breaks it for us. So it looks like it's up to us new kids to find out what a cultural fair is about. I nod. How hard could it be to find a book about cultural festivals? We proceed into the depths of the library. I pretty much forgot about lunch as we search the shelves. Each book is so caked with dust, it feels like a library is forgotten archive. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. The more we score the shelves, the more we realize how daunting of a task this actually would be. These don't seem to be organized by genre. She looks so at me. Yeah, and they don't seem to be in alphabetical order either. What's on your shelf? Pomni lifts up the book with a happy puppy on the front. The title reading Spots Day Out. This was between the books, a book of dessert recipes and a calculus textbook. So it's really just random, huh? Oh god, this could take all day. Pomni seems to deflate at the prospect. Hey, there's two of us. That's double the search power. We'll take it one shelf at a time. We got this. I do my best to reassure her. She looks at me a bit skeptically. I cannot speak. Spectacularly before nodding. You're right. We can do this. We both get back to the search, carefully inspecting the spines of every book on the shelves. Eventually, we split to different parts of the library, trying to maximize our progress. Yeah. A little help? Pomni seems to have a book she wants, but she's too short to get it. I'm coming, Pomni. I stride between the bookshelves, coming up to her side. She points at a book on the higher shelves. I reach for it, but no luck. It's a bit too high for me as well. Did you want me to lift you or mommy goes flush at the idea. No, that's okay. It's alright. I promise I'm stronger than I look. I won't drop you. I flex my biceps jokingly, flashing a big grin at the jester girl. Pommy chokes an awkward laugh. It's not that. I just prefer you didn't. She smiles at me timidly as she clutches her arm. It seems Pommy didn't want to be touched. Well, I realized I was pushing the boundary and subtly backtracked, not meaning to make her uncomfortable. Okay, okay, no worries. So what time is it for me? 10 p.m. There has to be a step stool around here or something. I remember tripping on a step stool by some shelves when I entered the library. Oh, here. I dip out quickly to grab the step stool and return with it. Ta-da! I set the step stool on the ground for her. She climbs to the top step, but however, she still has to reach a bit. She plucks out a book off the shelf. Got it. Hey, you're pretty reliable, Mason 55. I'm just happy to help a friend. And wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. Pommy blinks at me. Friend? I suddenly feel my stomach sink. I didn't say that too soon, didn't I? Pommy gives me a bright smile. You're sweet, Mason 55. Nah, man. We search well beyond the bell signaling lunch until the bell that signals that classes are over for the day. Time seemed to fly by with Pommy. Well, I guess it's time to grab my things. I walk to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts off to the day's event. I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. As I gather my things, a familiar jester walks up to me. Hey, Band 55, I'm about to head back. That's right. If you want somebody to walk back with, I'm free. She offers me a shy smile. Sure, sounds good. Great. She pauses to redo her response. That's cool, I guess. She's trying to hide it, but I think she had more fun than she expected. I did too, so I'm happy for her company on the way back. So, Banster 35, how was your first day at school? It was pretty crazy, you know. As far as first days go, time to get home and get some shut eye. Pommy gives me a confused look. Home? Yeah, you know, home with my parents to relax. Right. She gives me a concerned look. What? Is there something wrong with going home? I don't know how to tell you this. So, she begins to fidget with her hands. Is she about to confess to me? Let me ask you this. Where do you think you live? What kind of question is that? I live in... I trail off, my mouth is going dry, my thoughts racing. Where do I live? What's happening? You going insane? My mind reels as it tries to process information and can only fill in blanks of faces and names of my parents, what my house looks like, how we got to school. I feel a trickle of blood running down my nose as I strain my mind for something, anything that defines my life outside of this school. Then I look over the girl I spent the day with. Pomni is looking up at me, a kind expression on her face. I thought so. When people come to this school, they forget everything about the outside world. Even I forgot my name before I came here. She offers me a confronting smile. The warmth of her smile anchors me in the moment, pulling me back from my fractured thoughts as I through there's no R. As my throats did I say throats return to the current moment. So what do? Do you just go back inside and sleep at our desk? Pomni chuckles. Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. You just sounded so shocked when you asked me. Kane provided us some dorms to stay at night. To stay at during the night. Dorms? Pomni rubs the back of her neck as she gives me an apologetic smile. Yeah, I know. But it was nice of Kane to set up a place for us to stay in. I nod, processing everything. Pomni starts walking ahead towards the building nearby. Come on, let's go find your room. The dorm building is completely unremarkable, but maybe that's a good thing. We stride past door after door until we come to one at the end of the second floor. Each door is decorated according to the personality of the person staying inside. For instance, Gangle's door looks like a traditional Japanese style door. Pomni's door is half red and half blue, mimicking the vibrant shades that she normally wears around school, and the color of her eyes. My door is plain oak door with the name Bansu 335 embossed on a brass nameplate. Guess this is your room. She smiles nervously. I nod. Are you going to be okay? I hesitate for a moment before nodding again. I open the door, which is unlocked. My room is pretty generic. A gray mattress sits on a wood bed frame. A duvet with the school's emblem is on top of the mattress, as well as a pair of plain white pillows. A desk with a set of pens and pencils has also been placed in the room, along with an old desk, a chair, and a desktop that looks like it belongs to the 80s. Pomni steps in with me. This is a lot to take in. Yeah. She rubs the back of her neck. Well, I'm just down on the first floor if you need me. Wait, hold on. We'll look for the blue and red door. She offers a nervous giggle. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm spacing out. It's just a lot to take in, I know. She offers me a sympathetic smile. But honestly, once you get used to it, it can be sort of nice. And you don't have to worry about being late for school. I can't blame her for trying to find the optimism in a situation like this, especially when it feels like especially when it feels like we don't have any way to recite the will of Principal Kane. As Pomni quietly leaves me to my thoughts, my mind begins to wander again. Who is Kane? What is Kane? And why can't anyone remember their lives before they came to this school? I collapse on my bed. The world spins as I stare up to the fluorescent light that illuminates my room. I hope to get the answers to my questions sometime soon. My thoughts also drifts to Pomni, the time we spent together today, her walking me to her dorm and explaining everything to me. I'm lucky to have someone like Pomni around. And that is the one thing I'm sure of. It doesn't take long for me to drift to sleep. It doesn't feel like I was sleeping long when the lights in my room flashed on as I overridden by some remote console. The room to my dorm flies open as confetti sprays from the fire sprinklers. Doesn't that violate some sort of building safety code? Hello, my darling toy box characters. Principal Kane announces from what sounds like the hallway. Well, time to investigate. Kane, what the are you trying to pull this late at night? Haha, Zubal. His laugh is fast forced and manic as he's used to this treatment, but none too pleased by it. You're lucky I even let you get sleep. This he bursts out of a harsh monotone before recovering his cheery I don't know how to say that. I'm here because even with the cultural fair pulling in new viewers, we're still not hitting the numbers that the Academy needs us to. Which is why I secured us a sponsorship. He stretches out the last word using some sort of effect to apply an ethereal reverb to his words. Without further ado, I introduce you all to... Drumroll plays from somewhere in the background. Ragatha looks a little more awake, but the rest of us are still trying to shake off to sleep, understanding what exactly Principal King is talking about. The Wacky Watch. You see, the vendors for Wacky Watch have been having trouble finding a good audience for the product, but now we have the perfect setting: teen drama. But we're adults. I'm actually now gang. I know this is a lot to take in, which is why I've already taken the liberty of affixing a Wacky Watch to each of your wrists. Each of us glanced down. To my shock, the watch is already on my wrist. How did that get in there? When the... Hey, don't try removing them either. They've been affixed to your wrist with a very special advice, I don't know. And if you do try to remove them, let's just say they'll be taking a little piece of you with them. I can hear Gangle beginning to whine as panic sets in. Pomni tugs her Wacky Watch, but no matter how hard she tugs, the wrist to watch stays affixed, her gloves stretching like rubber band as she pulls at the watch. Agatha just looks down with her sign to sigh. Kane, I can't remove the arm of the Wacky Watch. Principal Kane ignores our complaints as he continues his monologues. You see, my turtle doves, in order to secure the funding, we need to make it to day 5 in the cultural fair. I need you wearing the Wacky Watch at all times. Luckily, I secured a deal where I won't need all of you to do ad reads, but it is of paramount importance that none of you insult or try to disable your Wacky Watches. Good luck with the school life. Can't wait to see what you do with the culture fair. Bye. He stretches out the last syllable. He stretches out the last syllable of his body, folds it in on itself an infinite number of times, disappearing from sight. Well, I know this isn't ideal, but at least we can all talk to each other now. We should make communicating about the culture fair easier. Yeah. Should make communicating about the culture fair easier. With the sound of breaking glass, Gangle's comedy mask shatters and he falls from her face. Tears well up in her eyes. I don't want to actually watch. Seeing the situation unfolding before her, Pomni pipes up. Well, I think it could be useful. And look, Gangle, there's even a picture chat function where you can send people things you draw. Pomni goes over to Gangle, lifting her wrist and pointing out the picture chat feature. That's kind of nice. Gangle sniffles. Yeah, that's the right spirit, Pomni. Let's all get some sleep before we start classes again tomorrow. Everyone's doors everyone's door closes. I hear a muffled shout from Jax's door. What the heck? Why is there a watch stuck to my arm? I decide to hide it in my room before Jax looks for someone to take out his frustration on. I flick my dorm light off as I close my door. I check my wacky watch. I got a text from Hey Vance235. I just wanted to send this text cause I know you're new here. I'm sorry about Kane. He's really weird. Everything here is really weird. Before she fires up to the next text, she fixes her name in the texting app. Oh, I guess Kane forgot to update my name here too. Emoji, blush emoji. Anyways, I wanted to thank you for sticking with me today, and for helping me out in the library. I know this place is weird, but maybe if us new kids stick together, we can still have a good time. Smiles. Yeah, honestly, sometimes I feel like you're the only one. You're the. Yeah, honestly, sometimes I feel like you're the only one who gets me. Maybe because we're both the new kids. But I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. I'm still getting used to things though. Smiles. Well, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So if we keep sticking together, maybe you can feel like a member of the class too. Yeah, I like that too. Good night, study partner. Good night, Pomni. My room may be empty, but I don't feel as alone anymore thanks to Pomni's text. I'm really lucky to have a friend like Pomni. Even if we didn't make any headway on finding out what a cultural fair is, I'm excited to spend tomorrow at the library with her. My excitement for tomorrow keeps me warm and helps me drift away into a peaceful slumber as my mind wanders to what tomorrow might hold. That's the end of day one. Wait, how long have I been streaming for right now? Almost an hour. And I just finished day one. This might be a long stream. I yawn as I awake in my room. The clock on my wacky watch says it's morning, but the only way I can tell is from the silver sunlight peeking from under my door. I slide in my school-issued pajamas off and look in the closet. A series of perfectly pressed school uniforms are there with a little tag on the sleeve of the nearest one. I take a closer look. Looks like Kane left me a note. Hi, Banshee335. This is Principal Kane. As a part of your stay at our lovely academy, you have been provided a set of uniforms free of charge. The price of your dorm is also included in your tuition payment. I see you've taken a shine to our school's resident jester. Well, you're both new to the school, so that's no surprise. I hope you and Pomni can unravel the secret to the cultural fair before it's too late. Make the most of your time. Running a little late, but do you want to go to school together? Sorry, finishing getting getting ready for the day. Ah, yeah, I bet it takes a while to put all that grease paint every morning. Huh? She stands there for a moment. Uh, oh, no, this is how, this is just how I look. I'm struggling to speak, bro. I stand there for a second, just taking in how awkward I make things. Sorry. Pomni flashes me a grin. Nah, it's okay. I didn't even believe I looked like this the first time I came here. She heaves a tired sigh. At least you look very relatively more normal. Relatively? Well, considering what I just said to her, I let it slide. We step out into the cold autumn morning. I shiver. Can't Kane give us anything warmer to wear? We asked, but he said since that wasn't part of the suggestion for the school, he couldn't do anything about it. Most of us started. She tugs at her sailor uniform. Can't help it but agree. At least we spend most of our time inside the school, so you really only notice it when you're heading to or leaving the dorms. Yeah, that is nice. I hope we don't have to do any outdoor PE classes. Just I say that we make our way inside the school. Never heard of this. I never heard of a school. What is that word? I don't even know how to say that. Like that. Is this place? I cannot say these words. How am I going to explain that my entire school career was spent studying English in a boarding school? Oh well, there's always jobs for Japanese to English translators. Maybe that's my fate now. Before I know it, we're at homeroom. Thanks for walking with me. Pomni beams at me. Sometimes I walk to school for Agatha, but with her duties as the RA and class representative, she doesn't always have time to wait until I wake up. Anytime, maybe we could do this tomorrow? Right between Ragatha and Pomni. Class goes on normally. Mr. Kinger going over sentence structures. Suddenly, Principal Kane's voice booms over the intercom. Pomni, to the principal office immediately. Oh, please, sir. I look over at Pomni, who seems just as confused as me. She motions over a small shrug. She gives me one more look before getting up from her seat and exiting the classroom. I guess I'll meet up with her at lunch. I head into the library, hoping to keep my promise and help Pomni face her friend. I figure after a meeting with Principal Kane, she would meet me here. Maybe she got a head start and is already searching the shelves. I walk all around the library, scanning sections after section. Alas, no Pomni. I send her a message on my watch and wait, but I don't get a response. Maybe she's still in the meeting with Principal Kane? It's been over an hour since she went through. After a while, I leave the library and look around. Still nothing. Eventually, I see Zubo and Gangle out of the corner of my eye, hauling some paint buckets into the art classroom, and I approach them. Hey, you guys wouldn't happen to know where Pomni is, right? Where Pomni is, right? Pomni? Stubble shrugs. Haven't seen her. Wasn't she in the library yesterday around this time? Yeah, I was with her yesterday, to help with the research and all. Sorry, Pants 235. Gangle fiddles with her ribbons. Well, it's lunchtime. Maybe she's in the cafeteria. Yeah, I'll check there. Thanks again. I head over to the cafeteria looking for her this distinct blue and red hat. No dice, but I do spot someone with a purple variety. Hey, new kid, what you looking for? I'm looking for Pomni. Have you seen her? Jack stifles a laugh. That didn't take long. Pom Pom ditch you already? Pom Pom? She didn't ditch me. I'm sure it's a misunderstanding. Jack shrugs. Haven't seen her. I was going to Kane's office, but maybe she's still in a meeting with him. Nope. I was just by Kane's office. She wasn't there. Oh. But she totally didn't ditch you though, right? I glare at him and his sarcastic remarks. Later, newbie. He strolls off. Maybe she went back to the homeroom? I admit I'm running out of ideas. I decided to check our homeroom again. On my way back, I hear Pommi's voice from one of the doors in the hallway. Ow! I open the door to what looks like a school nurse's office. Pommi's sitting on the medical bed, her ankle wrapped up with a bandage. Pomni! There you are! Bitch, 55. I'm so sorry that I couldn't meet you in the library. Oh, Pomni, oh my god, what happened? Are you okay? Yeah, don't worry about me. I just twisted my ankle. Nurse Ming got me all patched up. Well, at least that's good to hear. I'm glad she could treat you. From behind the curtain, a blue ball-jointed mannequin with large googly eyes and a nurse cap appears. You shouldn't assume I'm a woman just because I'm a nurse. Men can be nurses too. Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. Just know those assumptions can really damage to my reputations. Right, I'll be more careful next time. Seems like a sore spot. Nurse Ming turns to Pommi. Anyway, Pommi, if you're feeling better, you're good to go. Make sure you see Kane before you leave today to finish treatment, though. Pommi gives a nod to Nurse Ming. I offer my hand to help Pomni off the medical bed. She takes it and hops off, limping a bit on her way out. I hold on to her, supporting her as she leans on me. Ooh. I figure she'll tell me if she wants me to stop, but that moment never comes. Oh. Pommi, I know you said you just twisted your ankle, but just how did you twist your ankle? What happened with Principal Kane? Kane was asking me what I learned about the culture festivals so far and what the progress was. He was really grilling me for the answers. So I told him I hadn't made any progress, but I decided to go to the library in search of it, to get a head start. And then I wanted to get the book on the high shelf, but I couldn't find that stepladder. So I may have tried to climb the bookshelf. What? And maybe fell and rolled my ankle on the landing. She gives me a nervous smile. Jeez, Pommi. You really could have hurt yourself. I know I must sound like her mother right now, but I can't believe my ears. I know. Should be more careful. In my defense, it's not like we can actually die or anything. Huh? Yeah, it's another weird thing about the school. She looks up at me with a deadpan expression. We can't die. We can still feel pain, right? Oh, yeah, I guess. Sorry, I don't want to harp on it. I'm glad you're okay, but maybe next time you could just wait for me to help you or something. She looks away, seemingly fighting her pride. Yeah, I guess so too. I laugh. So funny. I'm sorry. I guess this is kind of surprising. I didn't expect this from you. Pomni puffs out her cheeks. The effect is more acute than imitating. Listen, I'm not a kid. I can take care of myself. I look at her as she leans on me for support. Clearly, I can't help but stifle a grin. She sees what I'm insinuating and laughs along with me. Okay, I'll try to not make a habit of this. Let's just find King so he can fix me up. I pause a moment. Didn't Nurse Ming fix you up? Kinda, but that's really only because Kane can sometimes be really difficult to find during the day. When we find Kane, he can just snap his fingers and it'll be like I never got hurt at all. Can Principal Kane really do that? I decided to ask her a more direct question. Hey, Pomni, is Kane odd? What? She looks at me like it grew a horn out of my head. No, definitely not. She quiet for a moment. Well, I guess kind of. But not in a way you usually think of a guy. He's just kind of has all the power and can control every aspect of our life, which is why we do our best to please him, so it makes our lives easier. So basically, yeah. Other awkward science falls. I wonder why God would want to be a principal of an academy. Tommy laughs. Hey, Benson 35, do you want to walk to the dorms together again today? I do owe you for ghosting the library today. Blushing. Yeah, I like that, Pomni. Soon enough, the bell to dismiss us rings, and I meet up with Pomni at the entrance. The chill air hits us both. I clutch myself and shiver as the autumn air rushes past me. Sheesh. How are there still cherry blossoms on those trees when it's so cold out? Yeah, I've been wondering that myself since I got here. My theory is Kane doesn't understand how seasons work, so we just have cherry blossom trees that never lose their flowers. Shake my head. School's so weird. You're telling me. I share a conspirational laugh. How long have you been going here? Didn't you say you're the newer students before me? Honestly, not that long. Maybe a few weeks. Few weeks. Oh, you're really. Oh, wow, you really are new. Never would have guessed. You seem really well adjusted. Oh, thank you. To be honest, I know it's only been a few weeks, but it does. It really does feel a lot longer than that. You should have seen me when I first got here. It was rough. Really? She seems like a natural. Yeah. She slides a hand across her neck, wincing at her own memories. I think you're actually doing way better than me. You just sort of take everything in stride. She offers me a friendly smile. I wasn't able to just accept how things are here. For you at first, I try to cheer the clown girl up, which seems a little backwards for some reason. If it makes you feel better, I'm glad you're here. Mommy pauses, her eyes growing large, quizzing as she looks up at me. I mean, you were the first person to show me the ropes. I guess you make all the weirdness and chaos feel normal. I feel like I can really talk to you. I'd say you're my first friend here. Pomni smiles, her natural gesture blush taking on a more intense warm pink hue. Ah. She fidgets her hands.